a problem here. And it's more than just Alvin streaming Punisher. When life begins to suck, who's reporting it? Luckily, you got two friends who you won't forget. Coming live, Alvin and friend on survival. Laughing non-stop, case drops on a cycle. Louder than intrusive thoughts off an iPhone. How they make the world seem bright with the lights off. AFs, it might as well stay up. Lies being told like that dinosaur BS. Magnifying glass to the ground if they don't see us. Having the time, roasting your favorite pizza. Bougie ain't an option, it's the wage. Taking to the grave, add moving to the place. You already know when they take the K's. Laugh the pain away, it's affirmative.
CrimeCon Live, day one at Nashville, Tennessee. We are here at the booth. Things are starting to peak. It will be a fun day. I am Alvin Williams, of course. As always, next to me is...
What is going on? It's your boy, Fran. What's up, man?
Fran, what are your thoughts of day one so far?
So we only been here for maybe about 15 minutes, but...
What do you think of the Gaylord so far?
It is...
hello.
Oh, the hotel.
Yeah. How you do?
The hotel is humongous.
Yes.
To say the least. To say the least. Hello.
What's
how
happening?
You doing?
Wait, hello. Hey, this mic is live. Hi. Introduce yourself. Hello. Hi. How are you?
My name is Lotus.
Lotus.
Yes.
Is that your birth name, or did you make that decision?
It's a nickname.
Okay. Well, hello, Lotus. Hey, listen, and I'm gonna call you that.
Yeah.
So hello, Lotus. How are you?
Lotus, and we have.
Hello.
You can share the mic.
Her mother, Renee.
Hi, Renee.
Okay.
Hi.
Renee.
Her
Renee.
mother.
Yes.
Renee, what do you
that's
call
my
her?
mom.
I call her Jen.
What?
Okay. Yeah.
Jasmine.
Well,
Viber.
she's Lotus. She's Lotus here. Lotus, and Renee. What brings you guys to CrimeCon 2024?
I'm
What are we
obsessed
for?
with true crime.
Anything in particular?
That's hard. I think I'm more into like the women killing.
Oh, okay. Which is
Okay.
like rare. So
Not
that must.
as rare as you think.
So what's one that comes to mind right now?
Oh, good question. Gosh, that's a good question. My favorite murderer?
Yeah.
We got like
It's
an
hard.
I-
It's
an
hard
I-
to kind of think of one off the
Like
top.
an Eileen,
Okay.
an Eileen Warren.
No, what was that woman's name with the like she did the Mormon, she married the guy, killed her kid.
Lori Vallow.
Yes, Vallow.
Yeah, very wild ride. of
Wild
that one.
wild case.
So what made you guys come all the way? Are you guys local?
No,
Okay,
no.
so you travel. What made you guys travel? Just the love of crime swelled up in you, and it was
so
let's do
she
this.
volunteered last year at the Tampa
Okay.
one.
Yes,
And-
Orlando.
Yes.
We were there. Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Orlando.
Okay.
Right, I'm in Houston now. So
Okay.
she was like, you would love this. We need to do a mother-daughter trip. So that's what we
Okay.
That
did.
is so
Love it, love it.
sweet.
Yeah.
That is so sweet. So how are you guys enjoying it so far?
So far, so good. I'm super excited. Nerves are everywhere.
Have there been any panels yet?
I think it's
Have there been any panels yet? Like any speakers?
Not
or
not yet. Okay.
Not
You guys have
not
like a
yet.
schedule that you have circled one specific?
So, John Douglas is absolutely one of my favorite people.
Okay.
I follow him. And, of course, nothing's complete without Chris Hansen to catch
Oh.
up. Right?
Gotta,
He's
Of
just,
course.
see him.
He's
Of
just
course.
a superstar.
Yeah, right?
I got caught in an elevator with him one time. He smells nice.
Yeah.
He's a good
Not
dude.
he smells
Yeah.
nice.
Well, Lotus, Renee, thank you so much.
Thank you for
Thank you,
having
thank you.
us.
Welcome to CrimeCon. Stop by anytime. Feel free to take a stick if you would
Will
like to.
do.
Our
Will
podcast is
do.
called Affirmative Murder. And
And
feel
we'll
free
definitely
to
tune in.
Yeah,
Thank
please.
you so
Thank you.
much.
Yeah, enjoy.
Nice meeting you guys.
You too.
too.
Enjoy the rest of day one.
Me too.
And those are just some of the engagements here at CrimeCon 2024. You know, it's just a fun time, good
Yes.
people, good energy, and yeah, I'm super excited. Day one is off to a great start. You just can't ask for a better crowd of
Yeah.
people here at CrimeCon. Again, the Gaylord is quite confusing, but beautiful.
It very is. Yes.
It reminds me of Hogwarts, the way
It-
the stairs take you to things, other dimensions, things that should make sense don't make sense. You make left, and somehow you end up in the same spot when
Yeah.
you make a left. It just doesn't make any sense.
It reminds me of the Baltimore Aquarium.
Okay. Oh. That's
Reminds
very
me of the-
regional. That's very.
Very. Do you know what I'm talking about? Though, when you go into like the rainforest, people don't know.
And
it's like
it keeps
it's a glass,
it keeps going and
humid
going.
shit
and
in there.
Yeah.
No,
That's very much. It's giving
yes,
that. It's
yes.
giving Baltimore.
It's giving Baltimore.
It's giving
Aquarium.
National Aquarium in
Yes,
Baltimore for sure.
For sure.
If you know, you know. Well, this has been our first check-in of many. Day one is so far so good. We have
Yes.
not been confronted with anything demons from our past or anybody saying we're plagiarizing or any
Not
crazy
yet.
things.
Not
I remember
yet.
a couple of years ago, Steve Wilkos had a man rush the stage because they didn't like what he was saying, and I think that was the last time Steve Wilkos was welcome back. But hopefully none of that kind of stuff happens for us, and it continues to be a good day. CrimeCon 2024, Nashville. CrimeCon 2024, Nashville, Tennessee. We're here with
Christina.
Christina. Welcome to
and
Christy.
Christina and Christy. Are you guys related, or is this just a coincidence?
No, we're friends.
okay.
And is that how you guys became friends? You're from like a Christy club?
No, we work together.
Oh,
Okay.
what? At St. Jude?
Yes.
Yeah.
God bless. What brings you guys to your very first CrimeCon? Yep. Both? Christy? Both of you?
Yeah, so Christy got me started on podcasts like 5 years ago or
With
so.
what? With what?
The first one I would listen to, a lot of people don't like him, but I love his show. He has a little reputation.
Can I guess?
Guess.
It's a sword and scale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Sword scale.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you know what? You could say
Hey
a
man,
lot
listen.
of things,
Put
but
the
he puts a
put the
good
content
show
out. Put the content out. That's what I leave it at. Just put the
Yeah.
content out and let the people decide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was 5 years ago, though. It's been a long journey, and now you guys are at your first CrimeCon. So the genre stuck.
Yeah.
So what brings you to this? Anything in
We
particular, or
talked-
just here for the vibes?
Here for the experience.
Are you guys local?
Where you guys from?
St. Jude, Memphis.
Memphis. Okay.
Yeah.
And you guys work at St. Jude there in Memphis?
Yep.
What is, because I do donate. I yearly donate. What is the overall what's the goal of St. Jude? In the grand scheme of things, like what drew you guys to it?
Initially, it's a job, first
Of
of all,
course,
but
yeah.
it's a very rewarding place to work.
Yeah.
We're very, yeah, we work in the pharmacy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
The place draws you in. I don't
Yeah.
know if you've ever been.
I haven't.
You should schedule
We live in
it.
Baltimore, so
We could schedule a tour for you guys.
Really?
Yeah.
in Tennessee.
Yeah.
We would love to do that.
Yeah, it's an amazing place. People say they don't want to come because it's so sad. It's
I
not
would
sad.
love to go. I would
Yeah,
love to go.
we would
It's
absolutely-
amazing.
I would love to
We
go.
would
How long
absolutely-
have you guys been working there?
I've been there 19 years.
19. Okay.
27.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
That's awesome.
we would absolutely love to do that.
Yeah, St. Jude is great.
Yeah, but we won't hold you up any longer. Welcome to CrimeCon 2024.
Yes.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for stopping by. Please take a sticker.
Please.
Our podcast is called Affirmative Murder. Please feel free to check it out if you would like. But at the very least, you have a cool sticker to put on a water bottle or something.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Picture time.
Oh. CrimeCon 2024, Nashville, Tennessee. We are here with Chloe. Again, did we do this last year? Did we not?
No, I
I
probably
don't think
didn't
so.
speak.
Okay, Chloe. Welcome to your second, third CrimeCon.
Yeah.
And Chloe, what do you do?
I am a missing persons private investigator.
And what does that consist of? Are you in a car with a camera with the big lens? Is that the kind of private investigator?
I chase digital footprints and I also foot search.
And how did you get into this line of work?
I actually do it
Passion?
pro bono.
Oh, wow.
But, yeah, passion.
Okay.
How long you been doing it?
I've been licensed almost 2 years.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah. Was
What-
working cases before that. Yeah.
In what way?
Advocacy and.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
What's the 2 years been like? How's the journey been? Do you
It's
love
been-
it? Are you jaded?
It's been a roller coaster.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay.
Every case is different.
of
Yeah.
course.
And what area are you from?
I'm from Nashville.
Nashville. Okay. All right. Okay.
What are your thoughts on the missing person epidemic?
In Tennessee.
In Tennessee specifically? Is that a thing?
I mean, it feels like we have a lot of missing.
Would you
here.
say that there's like a dynamic that you can pinpoint as far as like it varies?
I think it varies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Has there been a consistent theme, or it's
No,
every
it
case
varies,
is literally
yeah.
different
We do have a lot of runaways.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually.
We're outside of DC, so that's a similar situation.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of it's sad that causes a lot of dismissal.
Yeah,
and-
especially
yeah.
a lot of our runaways are in DCS custody.
Yeah.
And they
And
don't.
custody and like
Like they're either in foster care or just in.
and just people are just unaware
they
while they're
just-
missing, they're
Yeah. Well.
lost in the system.
A lot of jurisdictions don't seem to look for them very much, or even post that they're missing. So
Yeah.
unless
Wow.
you go to NCMEC and look for their posters.
You said that very quickly, and I didn't. NCMEC?
National Center for Missing and Exploited Children.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's like behind
You didn't
baseball
catch
thing.
it?
I was like, I don't.
You didn't
I was like, I don't want to pretend like I know and I don't. This person.
So are you familiar with this
This young
one?
lady went missing this week.
I'm not, but I'm going to take this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nashville, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Chloe, thank you for stopping by. I would love if you have a message or anything like that out there for people who are looking to get into the line of work that you're in, or ways that they can help. Is there anything that you would recommend?
I mean, as simple as just sharing somebody's flyer on social media.
Yeah, absolutely.
People think that's not that doesn't make a big impact, but it absolutely does.
Yeah.
And even if you're not in the state that the person's missing from.
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Chloe, thank you.
Appreciate that.
I love your leather jacket, and thank you for
you.
stopping by the booth.
Yeah.
CrimeCon 2024. We are here with Lexi. How are you doing? And Lexi, also let the people know where you're from and how you're doing.
So
both of those things.
I'm from New York, but I'm 1/3 of the Seeking Justice podcast.
And what is the objective of the Seeking Justice podcast?
So we're an investigative YouTube Live
cool.
show, and we have 9 episodes investigating the suspicious death of Dawn Pasella.
Do you have an overview of who Dawn Pasella is? I don't know. Is it with a P?
Pasella with the P.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Please.
So she was a whistleblower. She was working in Ohio for the Mortgage Fraud Task Force with the prosecutor, and she was supposed to come forward regarding misconduct that she witnessed, and she was found dead in her apartment with the .595 blood alcohol level in her system.
Oh, wow.
The week that she's supposed to testify and essentially help exonerate the man who was being wrongfully convicted of all these mortgage crimes that he simply never committed.
Wow.
And that's like the most boiled down
Yeah, that's the surface level.
Surface level as much as we can get.
And how'd you guys get into that? What brought that on?
I used to work for a company called Uncovered, and the family contacted us there, and we fell in love with the case and the people.
Yes.
And we were like, we want to do so much more because this case needs attention. And not even that, like the family can't even get proper media coverage because they get threatened of like, well, if the journalist wants to cover the case, that's great, all well and good, but you're not going to get the lead on the next homicide case that happens in town because you supported this man. So there's a lot of like corruption and all sorts of craziness.
What has it been like going down that pathway in the Seeking Justice arena? Have you guys uncovered anything interesting or that, like?
I mean, we got a legal threat early on to the show before it even started.
Wow.
So it made us really confident that we were like on something.
That's always
doing the right thing.
That's always a good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. When people tell you to stop, you're usually
I mean, they made this young woman wear a wire and try and obtain confidential trial strategy and all of that.
Yeah.
And they were just, at this point in time, they were very threatened by the work that we're doing.
Yes.
It's nice that we don't live in Ohio. I would feel very terrified all the time.
Understandable.
Knowing that I'm in New York, it's quite nice. But yeah, it's interesting to say the least.
It sounds incredibly interesting. Lexi, if you wouldn't mind telling people where to find you, how to find you, social media, when you guys drop, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so we're Seeking Justice Show on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and then we also have the same YouTube feed on our just all podcast networks.
Okay, and do you guys drop weekly or what?
So we're just 9 episodes right now. We're waiting on potential new information to come forward, and then we might do another episode. But we're right now a deep dive in every episode. We have experts come on. We have Tony, the man who's wrongfully convicted. He served 9.5 years in jail.
Oh, wow.
For his crime.
Yeah.
So
now, last question before I let you go.
Yeah.
What has been, having worked on 2 podcasts, what has been your experience coming to events like CrimeCon in the fanfare aspect of true crime, social entertainment things?
I think intent really matters, and that's really important. And I think it's very easy to get caught up in like, I want all the fans, I want all this. But it's like if you have a good circle of people around you who know who you are, know your work, I think that's more meaningful than having like posses of people follow you around.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So,
yeah. I think that's a great message. Lexi, again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Seeking Justice. Go listen, go watch.
Yes.
And enjoy CrimeCon.
Thank you.
Yeah. CrimeCon 2024. We are here with
Dr. Angela Myers.
Dr. Angela Myers. Dr. Angela Myers. We were talking for a little bit before I decided I had to turn on the microphones because I liked where the conversation was going. So could you restart as if we were talking on microphones the whole time and pick up where you left off?
Yeah, so a little bit about me, and I swear I'm not bragging. This is just the facts,
no,
okay?
No, listen, the facts are the facts.
It's just the facts.
The plaques on the wall are the plaques on the wall. Please go.
Okay, so I I had a difficult upbringing, and my trauma response was to work hard and do well in school and be an overachiever.
Yes.
So I did.
Mine was to eat snacks
Yes, it was.
and
Watch cartoons
and talk
play
too much
Nintendo.
and talk too much in school.
Yeah.
So my trauma response was work really hard in school, be an overachiever. By 18, I interned for the governor, had a full ride scholarship to the University of Southern California for 4 years.
Wow.
I got a master's degree. I interned at the White House. I got hired. I worked at the Executive Office of the President as a non-political civil servant under Bush and Obama.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Then I spent nearly a decade working at the Center for Leadership Development, where I managed leadership development training programs for people from across the entire federal government.
Oh, wow.
So I have 15 years federal service, and I'm an academic doctor. I have a doctorate from George Washington University, and I'm really passionate about the thing I studied.
Yeah.
And I wanted to study it in a prison setting.
Yeah.
And so starting in 2020, I began speaking with prisoners. It took me down a rabbit hole I've not been able to get out of.
From a psychological aspect, or?
I was studying, so I'm considered expert. I wrote my doctoral dissertation on human polymathy, which is the opposite. It's like being a Renaissance man. It's opposite of being a narrow specialist.
Okay.
So I wanted to study polymathy as a human phenomenon in prison.
Okay.
Because polymathy is associated with a lot of elitism.
Yes.
And I wanted to show that human polymathy could show up in a non-elite audience. So, and I don't come from, I'd never been in a prison before.
Sure.
It's not the world. I was in the suburbs of Washington, D.C., driving a minivan with a young child.
Yeah.
I don't know prisoners.
Yeah.
But I went into that world. And mind you, I went to government service because I wanted to be part of making the world a better place.
Of course.
And what I learned, the part of government I knew was bureaucratic, frustrating, inefficient, but it wasn't malevolent, which is what I discovered in the criminal justice system. You guys are black guys. You have a 1 in 3 chance of getting incarcerated. 1 in 3.
Yeah, we're
Wow.
Yeah, we're
Honey.
Yeah,
it's bad. There's so much brokenness I've learned. I could tell you so many cases of just excessive sentencing, wrongful convictions, 2 for 1. You were there when someone else did it. Well, buddy, go to prison for life because someone else did something.
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
That's
we
crazy.
have nearly 2 million Americans incarcerated in this country, almost 1% of our population at any given time. The government consumes us.
Yes.
So they have jobs and pensions and bonuses and health insurance.
No, listen, you're spitting facts right now.
There is generational trauma. So many kids growing up without their daddies.
Mm-hmm.
It's a clear extension of slavery.
Yeah. Yeah.
They get you locked. They police you.
Yes.
Then they judge you, and then they incarcerate you excessively.
Yeah.
And it's hell in there. It's trauma. And then they will force you to work. You're going to be in a boot factory, a sock factory. You're going to be cleaning. You're going to be making food. You're going to be doing something. And if you don't, you'll stay in prison longer.
And then everyone's always confused about the recidivism rates as if it's not systemic, that the system is built for people to return to prison when they get out.
It's rigged against, it's the war against poor people. America has a war right now. It's been happening for a long time. We care a lot about money in this country and not enough about people. And here's what's happening, too. You're going to work in a factory in prison, and you're going to be paid about 25 cents an hour if you're lucky. And someone else is going to make all the difference in that profit off your labor.
Yep.
Is that not slavery?
Yes, it is.
By the letter of the law, yeah.
There's a lot of brokenness, and we don't talk about it because it's such a big beast in this country.
We also don't talk about it because people are so quick to go, well, if you're in prison for a reason. So
they assume.
Yeah.
They assume.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Let me tell you a couple quick stories just to highlight just how broken it is. So I'm on social media. I'm a content creator. I'm trying to bring awareness to this sort of thing that's happening.
Yeah.
And so I interact with people all the time. One of the people I met was a man who said he wrote a check that bounced, and he was arrested and put in jail for that crime. And when he finally got to see a judge, it was 34 days later, and the judge said, "Why are you here? I already dismissed this. You're free to go. I'm sorry."
Wow.
And in that 34 days, over the bounce check that apparently was dismissed, but nobody said anything or did anything, because the left hand doesn't know what the right hand does, and that's typical of government.
Yeah.
He lost his house, his job, and his animals.
Wow.
This is just one of, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of examples where our government has victimized, and I use that word very purposefully, victimize citizens. And it could happen to you, or your daddy or your mama or your brother or your sister or your child. Any of us can be a victim of government.
Yeah.
That's why all of us should care.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even it's only about 1%. 1% of our population our government consumes in the carceral system.
Yeah.
Wow.
But 1% is too much.
Definitely
It's
too
right up there with Rwanda and Cuba.
Yeah.
No
Wow.
other first world country incarcerates like we do in America.
Wow.
And you know why? It's big business. It makes people money.
Yeah.
We got to shift our thinking away from punishment to prevention,
Yes.
actually helping citizens. And you know how you help? You know how you do crime prevention? It doesn't mean you hire more police. It means you hire more teachers and mentors, and you help people, and you give them financial literacy training, and you give them opportunity, and you don't support systems that are racist and classist against poor people who can't help the situation they were
Right.
born
Yeah.
into. Our government is really harming a lot of citizens and a lot of families, and we need to start caring, America.
Absolutely.
Speaking facts, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Also, it's when you bring up the excessive treatment that you get going to jail and like you getting excessive time, and then when these people get out, now you have to adjust. Time has went past. Now, how's that helping them?
It doesn't. It makes it worse on the rest of us.
Right.
Because what happens is people get out and then they're discriminated against for life because they got a
Yes.
record.
Yes.
And they can't get work, so they
Yep.
got to do something on the side.
Yep.
And they might not have education or resources, so they might resort to something that the government calls criminal behavior, which is selling drugs, but the government sells drugs, and if it's their drugs, it's
Yeah.
okay, but if it's your drugs, it's not okay.
Right. And it seems like that leads them back into doing something illegal. Now you're back in the situation where you were in the beginning, and it's kind of like
It's cyclical.
It's stupid.
It's
What needs to happen is you have to understand the whole system. You got to talk to everyone. You got to understand their childhoods and how this caused that. You can't just say, "Oh, there was a bad behavior when
Yeah.
this kid was 20. Let's lock them up for a hell of a long time." You
Right.
got to listen. What? Let's prevent crime. Let's prevent this next
Absolutely.
guy. Let's not let this keep happening. Let's figure out what started this and design a system and a society that's designed for human thriving
Yeah.
and not
Exactly.
so much policing, judging, and entrapping and enslaving.
Absolutely.
Right. It just sounds
Government
like it sounds like an evil plan where it's just like we just keep coming back. It's helping. It's helping us.
It doesn't
Make
sound
more
like
money.
that is what it is.
Yeah.
That is absolutely what it is.
And think about it, like we pay a third to half of our income in the form of taxes to government. If we're paying that much, they should be in the business of making our lives better.
yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Where's our money going?
Not victimizing us
Yes.
en masse.
Yes.
I mean, it's just so
100%
broken.
agree.
Let me tell you about one more case,
Please.
too. So one of the
I
brands...
was gonna ask you your mission statement, but,
Yeah,
but please tell us.
I've got a couple of projects I'm doing to bring
Okay.
attention to this.
Mhm.
I actually care about government being a force for good.
Yes, as it should be.
And now I'm not in the machine anymore, and I'm poking it from the outside.
Yeah.
Hoping other people will start caring. So I've created a couple of brands. One is the Prison Transparency Project. I really believe when you want to fix something that's broken, you got to understand it from as many angles as possible.
Right.
For sure.
And we got to hear from the people who are in prison.
Yes.
So I'm polling them. What's your experience of our criminal justice system, Ben? Put it in writing. Let's capture it.
Yeah.
Let's look at it. And we're going to find the government's fucking people over way too much.
Yeah.
I know someone in prison because she had a car accident. Car accident.
Yeah.
Someone died. 10 years in prison.
Wow.
I know someone else who, a dude was at his house harassing them, and he shot him. I think
Yeah.
it was on accident, but someone died
Yeah.
in self-defense.
Yes.
10 years in prison.
Wow.
Let me tell you about Sean Rodriguez. This kid was an orphan, no parents, raised by the state of California. When he was 19, he was released into the streets.
Yeah.
No jacket, no tent, no job training, no money, no phone. Not a damn thing. Just good luck, kid. Go be homeless now, you piece of shit.
Wow.
And he met another homeless teen. She wanted to rob her boyfriend. And Sean agreed to participate in a robbery.
Sean, desperate with no other means of providing for himself, agreed to something that might give him a hot meal or put some money in his pocket.
That's exactly right. He's got no family. He's a teenage boy living on the street. So, if we were in that position, we might also steal to eat. The human animal must survive.
You gotta do what you gotta
That's our
do what you
nature.
gotta do. Yeah.
And so And also the state put Sean in the position to have to steal.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't actually prepare him for real life in any substantive way whatsoever. In fact, they traumatized him. They just did the opposite of prepare him. But he met this homeless teen, Anna. Anna wanted to rob her boyfriend. Sean agreed to be there for the robbery, and he agreed to participate. Anna entrapped her boyfriend in a room. Sean didn't know that would happen, and he wasn't there. And Sean got a 7 to life sentence for kidnapping because Anna did that.
Wow.
And then Sean got a 25 to life sentence for conspiracy to commit murder because Anna had intent, Sean didn't. But the laws at the time, the natural and probable consequences doctrine is a legal philosophy which says if you agree to any little crime, then anything anyone else does extra, even if you didn't know about it, even if you didn't do it, you didn't know, you're responsible, buddy.
Wow.
It's legalized wrongful conviction.
So if you get in the car, no matter where that car does, what it does that night, or anything subsequent from that, you've agreed to the crimes that take place.
Yeah, I mean, there's been many cases in America where, like, say there's a guy asleep in the back seat and there's a drive-by shooting. Well, the guy asleep in the back seat is going to go to prison for life for murder. That's literally what's happening in our country, and no one's talking about it because they assume the people in prison should be there.
Yes.
So let me also share something that, as an academic researcher, I've come to a conclusion I don't think anyone else has come to, but I'm pretty sure it's accurate, and that is that it has been perfectly legal to wrongfully convict people.
Yeah.
Right here on this postcard, I've got the definition of wrongful conviction. A wrongful conviction is when a person is convicted of a crime they did not commit. So Sean Rodriguez, he's guilty of robbery, but he was also convicted of a kidnapping and a conspiracy to commit murder that he did not do. And that was legal to do because of the natural and probable consequences doctrine, which says if you agree to any minor crime that anything else anyone else does, you're guilty of. It's the definition of wrongful conviction.
Yeah.
This is our America. Something is off. It needs to be talked about. It needs to be dealt with.
Yes.
It's a humanitarian crisis. And oh, by the way, it's not just that we have a mass incarceration problem, but when you look in the prisons, it's inhumane.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the conditions in prisons are
it's bad.
Absolutely abhorrent.
It's hell. It's torture.
Yeah.
It's literal human torture. Enslavement.
It is not a place that's conducive to rehabilitation or...
It's a waste of our money.
Yeah.
In California, where I grew up, it's $132,000 a year per person to incarcerate one person. And it doesn't even work. The recidivism, it doesn't work. It's not effective. It doesn't reduce crime. It doesn't reduce recidivism. The way they do it is literally dumb and stupid. It doesn't work, and it's very costly. Yeah. And it's not just the money costly. There's human costs, generational traumas, daddies that aren't around.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
If you could, one last time, if you could really surmise what it is that you are trying to accomplish by coming to events like this, by speaking your truth and telling your story, what is the goal?
I am waving a red flag to my fellow Americans that we have a humanitarian crisis in our country right now, and it's being conducted by the government we give a third to a half of our resources to. And they do it because it's in their own best interest to have job security. And we have got to shift our resources to actual crime prevention instead of mass warehousing to create government jobs and make them feel better. That's what I'm trying to do. Bring attention to the truth. The only way you fix something's broken is to understand it and tell the truth. It starts with the truth. That's why I'm doing the Prison Transparency Project, to give voice to the people who have also been victims of our government. And we call them criminals and we call them prisoners. And they're victims too. Many of them, not all of them. And I'm not advocating for the serial killers.
Yeah.
I'm not advocating for the unsolved.
It's deeper, you know, and it's the same thing. It's the same way I feel about the death penalty. I mean, obviously, I think the death penalty is like just objectively from a philosophical perspective, killing people, an eye for an eye, and all that stuff is terrible. But if 1% of the people that you're putting to death did not commit the crime that you're putting them to death for, then the whole system should stop.
Right.
And it's the same thing with the prison system. If these are terrible conditions, whether the person killed 50 people or killed nobody, if somebody's in jail or prison falsely, and they have to live to the same conditions as somebody who did something that we see as wrong, that doesn't make it right that everybody's being treated horribly because there's a couple of people in there who deserve to be put away because they did something bad.
Yeah.
It doesn't justify it.
What I would like to see, as someone who's worked in government at very high levels, what I would like to see is a country where we support our citizens to thrive more. And we use the power of intelligence and learning and understanding to design a world where people can thrive.
Yeah.
Where we distribute resources smartly, fairly, where we don't unnecessarily where we don't unnecessarily harm people, where we don't, oh my God, did you know we spend more on prisons than on our schools in every single one of the 50 states? That's what our government is doing with our money. They're not investing it into our kids. They'd rather mass incarcerate. Those jobs are easier.
Yeah.
It's a very easy job to be a correctional officer. It's a hard job to be a teacher.
Yeah.
Right.
So they'd rather spend their money on the jobs, like the easier jobs. But the thing is, I will tell you too, and I'm blabbering. If I'm talking too much,
this has been a fantastic conversation.
I don't know, but I spent so much time in prison. I really have concluded, and I could be wrong, but I think it's traumatizing for the people who work in it.
I'm sure.
Because they're witnessing, like, it's just the whole culture of prisons, the whole environment. It's like really oppressive. Like they're treated like they're not fully human.
Yeah.
And a chunk of them shouldn't even be there, and they're still enduring hell.
Yes.
I call it the upside down. Did you ever watch Stranger Things?
Oh yeah.
I call it the upside down because like it looks like Earth in there, but there's monsters lurking, and everything's upside down and backwards. It doesn't function normally. These guys aren't actually prepared for real life, by the way.
Yeah.
Right.
They're like super hyper controlled and not given any ability to think independently and be independent adults.
Yeah.
They're like it's like, I keep saying it, but it's true. It's just a stupid design.
Yeah.
And it can be fixed.
Yes.
We just got to be smart and honest.
And aware.
And awake and aware and humane and empathetic and intelligent. Like, we all are going to make mistakes in our lives. We're all going to, we're all human. We all may err.
Yeah.
If you look at anyone close enough, they'll commit a crime. Jaywalking's a crime. You dropped your bubble gum. That's a crime.
Yeah.
Like, we're all criminals in that sense.
It's crazy.
But we need to design a world where the punishments suit the crime. So, like, if someone is a traumatized person addicted to drugs, you don't send them to prison. Oh, God, prisons, like 95% of prisoners are on drugs.
Yeah.
It's like drug heaven.
Yeah.
Okay? What you do is, maybe you just let people do drugs because it's their bodies. I don't know. Or if it's still going to be so bad for them to do those kind of drugs, but not the pharmaceutical kind, okay, whatever. If we have illegal drugs and someone does it and they're addicted, well, what you do is you send them to rehab.
Yeah.
You don't send them to prison.
Yeah.
That would be dumb.
Yes.
Okay? And, like, if someone's poor and they steal, they need fucking help.
Right.
They need job training. They need maybe a shelter to stay in.
A meal.
A meal. Help. Help, government. Help.
Yeah.
Not punish. Okay, punishment, I don't even believe in punishment. I just think prison should be where we send the people who aren't safe.
Yeah.
And we warehouse them humanely.
Yes.
That's what I would do.
I get that. Yeah.
I don't think government should be in the business of punishment. If anything, they should be in the business of humanity and grace and forgiveness.
Well, it all goes back to the full conversation that we've been having, where it's like there are some people that commit evil crimes, but there are some people who commit crimes out of desperation. And the idea that you would look at somebody who committed a crime out of desperation and go, "You're an evil, bad person who deserves to be punished," has become socially acceptable. The idea of prison is justified and it's right. If you're in prison, it's because you did something that you deserve to be put there for. It doesn't matter if you were hungry or you were struggling with addiction. And I've heard stories of withdrawal. It is not a fun situation to go through, and people would steal their mother's diamond ring to be able to get the medicine that they need to feel better.
I know.
And instead of empathizing with that, we go, "No, you committed a crime. You're a bad person," and put him in the cage.
I know. And it doesn't even make sense a lot of the time to put them in the cage. There's really inhumane conditions. It doesn't work. It's very expensive. The jobs traumatize the people who are in it. Like, there's just so many reasons why the mass incarceration we have in this country doesn't make sense. Our fellow first world countries in the world don't do this.
Yeah.
they're smarter about it. Actually, I'm really proud of my home state, California. Governor Gavin Newsom is trying to implement what he's calling the California model, which is based off of Norway. Norway is considered to have the best prisons because they actually rehabilitate, they actually help, they actually make people functional, they actually treat them humanely. You know, like because people make mistakes, and some of it maybe they can't even fully. I mean, I know they can control it, right? But we all have like genetics and culture and education, whatever, or lack thereof, or like the culture we grow up in. Like certain things make us.
Yes.
And so we do have some choice, but you gotta like understand holistically. You can't just look at like one day of a person's life. You do need to like zoom out and understand what led them there, and have a little bit of understanding and compassion at least, and then maybe also take those lessons learned to prevent future crimes. So like, okay, if this kid did this gang-related murder because he didn't have a daddy at home and he didn't have money and didn't have opportunity, well, okay, as a society, we need to come up with a way to give him opportunity and mentors and support so that he doesn't need to go to a gang and do criminal activity to get those things, because it is a human need to belong.
Absolutely.
You know? Anyway, I could blabber on forever.
I fully understand. This has been a fantastic conversation. One more time, if you could give us your name and like where people can find you, or resource that people could use to help you in this battle. Yes.
Okay. My name's Dr. Angela Myers. You can go to Dr. Angela Myers, DrAngelaMeyers.com. That's my personal website. You can go to prisontransparency.com.
Okay.
You can go to Help Free Sean. That's spelled SHAWN. HelpFreeSean.com. You can find Help Free Sean on Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. I create content and I tell the truth about what I've learned in our criminal justice system. Someone's got to tell the truth. A lot of people are too afraid to do it. But I'm 5'4" of pissed off because our government is hurting people, and honey, that should not happen.
I love how passionate you are.
Dr. Angela Myers, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Affirmative Murder is brought to you by Kickoff. Have you ever gone up to a vending machine and seen a Rice Krispie treat hanging by the edge of its life? And you know that if you buy the Rice Krispie treat behind that, you'll have become a vending machine master, pulling off the 2-for-1 special, the ultimate beating of the system. That is until Kickoff came into existence. When it comes time to buy a home, a car, or find a new apartment, a bad credit score can be a big roadblock. But Kickoff found a way to beat the system with a fast and easy way to build credit up safely each month. Sign up for a monthly plan in minutes and start building credit right away for as low as $5. Listen, folks, credit is complicated, but one thing I know for sure about it is that a good score is necessary in life. You can use AutoPay to build your credit while you sleep and never have to worry about missing a payment. So if your credit score could use a little TLC, which who's couldn't these days, join the over 1 million people who are building their credit with Kickoff right now. Get your first month for $1 off at getkickoff.com/AMP today. That's Kickoff at getkickoff.com/AM as in, man, my credit's fantastic. P. This special offer applies to new Kickoff Premium customers for their first month only and is subject to approval and only available on getkickoff.com/AMP. Terms of offer are subject to change. CrimeCon 2024, Nashville, Tennessee. We are here with Sabrina from Two Girls, One Ghost. She has made a special appearance. Deck to the nines. Love the cardigan sweater. How's life?
Thank you.
Is it first CrimeCon, second CrimeCon? How many CrimeCon?
This is my first CrimeCon, and I feel like I've spent most of it either drinking beer or in bed. Which I feel like is an appropriate way.
That's kind of the vibe.
Yeah.
You know, you go to some panels, you feel things, you go through an existential experience.
Exactly.
And then you drink that pain away. Yeah. And then you end up on the other side of it happy, and then you crash.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There have been multiple crimes, though, at this CrimeCon.
Crimes?
Yeah.
Like what? What do you mean?
You haven't heard?
No.
Okay. Pain order Domino's.
Okay.
Fucking stolen. Wow. Someone stole it.
From where?
I don't know.
Where did it deliver
the desk,
to?
Like the checkout desk or something? Is that
like
where it
he went
goes?
to the lobby to get it. Someone else took it.
That's mine.
That's one crime. But then I have another crime. Our debate last night about hot sauce.
Oh,
Taco Bell hot sauce.
Yes. Okay.
Let's ask. What's your favorite Taco Bell hot sauce?
Taco Bell hot sauce?
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mine too.
Now, I want to get a thread on this. I want to try to connect the dots. Let's get the board out. Get the red string.
Yeah.
So you're saying that just from a taste perspective in general, it's not just a heat thing. The mild sauce tastes objectively better than all the other sauces.
100%. It's the taste thing. It's not about the spice.
Okay. So you're not just. It's not just like you can't handle the heat.
No. Oh, I can handle the heat.
Okay. So
I literally have a tattoo that says hot sauce.
Okay.
I am a hot sauce fanatic.
Well then, okay. So then you're the person
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know the undernotes. You're like, no, this is just a better sauce.
Yeah. Like I'm a sommelier for hot sauce.
Yes.
There should be a term for that.
Yeah. We got to come up with. I think the guy from Hot Ones definitely knows what it is.
Yeah, probably.
We'll talk to him. We'll talk to Sean.
Yeah.
We'll talk to Sean about it.
Yeah.
But I like fire sauce because it just adds that extra bang to the food.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying. I don't necessarily think it tastes great.
By it being, what's that, like the hottest?
Fire?
Right,
no, Diablo is the hottest.
Okay. So, do you still get to enjoy the food though?
Yeah,
You're not
of course.
like, this is starting to heat up.
I'm not soft. I like a nice bang fire heat. I like a heat.
I think mild is just the perfect.
It's a good taste. Yeah. And then the what's the chipotle crema that's in the quesadilla?
Yeah.
We agreed about that last night.
Fantastic.
So you redeemed yourself.
Yeah. Listen. Listen. So what's it go? It goes mild. Is there medium?
I think there's like a green one too.
Yeah. That one I love.
Yeah.
It's like a guacamole or like a guacamole.
But that one isn't even like a hot sauce.
That's like a limited. Yeah. That's like an addition to
something. It just comes in one of the hot sauce packets.
Exactly. This is a contentious thing. I think that means.
I feel like we should do a blind taste test.
I agree.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I've wanted to do this with waters because I tell people that people go, "Why do you like Fiji water so much?" It's all water.
Are you Fiji?
I love Fiji water.
What kind of water do you like?
I am a Voss.
Sink.
I love Voss water.
Sink.
I don't like. Come on, I don't like tap water.
Sink water.
Oh,
I like Voss water.
Okay.
Voss.
Yeah.
I'm an Essentia gal.
Oh, you like the minerals and the vitamins and alkaline and all those things. Yeah.
They do taste different.
They do.
They all have a different taste. Yeah.
I spoke to somebody who told me they had an alkaline water machine at their house, and if the real alkaline water machine, if you drink this when you have a hangover, the hangover goes away immediately.
Really?
It's something about alkaline water when you get it straight from the source. If you make it yourself or something, it's like a secret they're not telling. This only only elite knows.
How do you get that in your house?
Oh, it's $60,000. It's like getting a Tesla charger at your house. Yeah, they have to bring in and install it in. But alkaline water. I would love to do a hot sauce test and a water test for sure.
Okay, so what is the worst kind of water then? What would you say?
I don't. This might be down there.
Yeah, Dasani's the worst. Have you had Dasani?
Are we gonna get added at?
I don't want by Dasani.
Our potential sponsorships.
We're sorry you had such a negative experience with Dasani water. Can we send you some to change your mind? I don't want it.
No, I agree.
I'm good.
You know what I would love to be sponsored by?
What?
USPS.
Ooh.
Like I want a postal service jacket.
Why is that?
Because the merch is fire.
I fucking love. I just respect them.
Yeah.
And
you're
I love a stamp.
You're speaking to one.
I love the way that. The mailmen are great.
Thank you.
You're speaking to one.
Were you one?
I am one.
You are one?
He's currently one right now.
I'm currently one right now, yes.
Okay, how do I get a jacket?
A jacket?
Yeah, I really want a jacket.
What kind of jacket?
Like the official?
The official post office. You can get me a jacket?
I can get you a card again? Yeah. I have USPS vans as well.
You can get me a van?
A van?
No, I said vans. I said vans. I can get you
you can get me a postman van?
A postman vehicle.
What kind of car do you drive?
A mail van?
I'm on the right side.
Yeah.
Driving on the right side, yeah. But
you're making a lot of falls. You're making a lot of heavy promises.
Wait, this is the best news ever.
Yeah.
I get you a sun hat. I get you a nice cool bucket hat, sun hat. I get you what?
He's the USPS
I want
plug.
to be swagged out.
Yeah. He's the plug on that.
I want people in town to think I'm the mailwoman.
Yeah. Head to toe mail.
Yeah, head to toe.
Yeah. Sabrina, what's going on? How's the podcast going? What do you guys have in store? What do you guys have planned?
Well, Corinne's having a baby anytime now.
Fun.
Did I show you her feet?
No. Are they like swollen?
Listen, I could be getting a lot of money for this.
Wiki feet?
Like a fetish type thing?
For sure.
It's got to be, right?
That's dark web stuff.
I don't know. That's crazy. I don't know.
And you guys are getting it for free. So
well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Whoa.
It's
like somebody took a
I have no words. I have no words.
It's like from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
It also looks like the feet of the people from WALL-E.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, where they
when
can't move anymore.
Yeah.
Where we're headed as a world. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But outside of that.
Outside of that.
Give her congratulations,
yeah,
obviously.
So she's going on maternity leave, so we pre-recorded
okay.
hundreds of episodes.
Yeah. Smart.
Yeah, so we're still gonna like be releasing episodes as regular. But now I just moved to Massachusetts, so we're like 30 minutes away from each other for the first time in 7 years.
Yeah.
We've always been bi-coastal, so now we get to like record the podcast together, which is sick.
Yeah, so that'll be fun.
I feel like our podcast is gonna like, knock on wood, but like I feel like it's gonna be better.
Yeah.
Being in person makes such a difference.
It just is a different energy. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and we were talking last night about getting into like the YouTube game and like we want to do more paranormal ghost hunt investigations. We formed with Morbid and this is a very wordy cult name, but we are hold on, I need to get it right.
Yeah, you don't want to mess up the branding.
Right. The fact that I have to look up what it is.
What's the thing I'm in?
Ghost Girls Brother Colt and Coven.
Oh.
And we have jackets.
What's the brother?
We are the brothers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Look at these jackets.
Oh, wow.
That's fire.
Yeah. Is that the what is that? What's the
This is the SK like Pierce.
Oh,
mansion.
I thought it was the what's the movie? I thought that was the Amityville Horror House. Yeah.
It also looks like the Addams Family.
It does also look like the Addams Family house.
Which, did you guys ever play Sims?
Yes,
of course.
I did. Yes.
Which one?
Any of them.
I played all of them.
So I would always, you put all like the cheat codes in. You like make
Get
sure that there's
everything.
no fucking
Infinite
rules.
money. Yeah.
You can take over any house you want.
Yeah.
I would always kick the family out of the Addams Family looking house and make it mine.
Yeah. You live outside the boundaries of like the rules of the Sims.
Yeah.
Which is that's the best way to play the game.
Right.
We played one Sims game where it was like based around Will I Am. I remember.
Really?
Yeah. It was like early, it was like 2004.
Will I Am.
It was like they went into a city. It got funky. It was like a Sims that got funky.
Oh, I know. Okay, I remember.
I never played that one.
It was so weird. It was so weird. It was like Sims remix or something.
I loved it. I loved it.
The worst was though with the PlayStation one, you couldn't do the cheat codes.
I think this is the one we might be talking
and
about.
that was hard.
They would have rooftop parties and stuff. It was a weird like New York Sim.
Oh, City. Sim City.
Sim City. You can make your people look very funky.
Yeah. There's like a disco, like a dance floor with the different colors.
Yes. Well, okay, listen. Well, if you're ever in Baltimore, there's a lot of ghostly things. If you ever want to do a crossover, there's Edgar Allan Poe stuff and all kind of haunted ghostly things. Yeah. It's legendary stuff for sure.
Well, we'll have to collab.
We definitely for sure.
Do you guys believe in ghosts?
Don't get me. Don't get me. Yeah, don't get me into talking deep. Okay.
Are you going to commit another crime?
No. In what capacity? In what capacity do you believe in ghosts? Like, when you say ghosts, what does that mean to you?
Sure. I guess the paranormal is very confusing. There's no answer.
Sure.
I think one day we will potentially be able to explain what it is in a scientific explanation. But I guess my interpretation of it is an energy left over after a person dies.
Yes.
Do you believe in that?
I believe in that for 100%.
Okay.
I have a hard time like with movies like Insidious and stuff. Like, it's like a little a paper boy from the 1920s. You'll see that.
Yeah.
I'm more so like the orbs going into a cold basement and feeling
like
some
energy, feeling the shift. Yeah.
I believe in leftover energy, but but whenever when you what's that show on Discovery, like Haunted or Haunting or whatever? Whenever they tell those stories, they go, and then a man. I'm just like,
so you don't believe in like twins?
I don't think people are just out here seeing people
that were singing.
Like, you don't think like okay.
But so you're open to that, or you
I'm open to anything.
All of it.
I think because it is so unknown, anything is possible.
Yeah. Okay, I'm on board.
I agree with that.
Sabrina, I'm very malleable.
We'll just have to take you to a haunted house.
I would love to do that.
Yeah.
And then we'll have another discussion.
I would love to do
about it.
Do you guys bring like the e-meters? And
We've got it all. I have a box.
I would love.
But I will say, I don't really know how to use all of it. Yeah, figuring it out still.
What has been the craziest experience in one of the haunted houses that you've gone into, where it's like, this is proof. This is. Maybe I was skeptical before, but I went to this one and this happened.
I've never been skeptical. So
okay, so that all right.
But a lot of crazy shit has happened. Okay, so when we went to the Lizzie Borden house,
sure.
We were upstairs in the room known where like the kids play, or are, and there were a bunch of toys. And so I was like sitting by the toy box, like I was like, do you want to come play? And I was like explaining what all the toys were. And then
to the ghosts.
Yeah, to the ghosts.
Sure, okay.
And I can't even remember how it happened, but then like the REM pod we had started going off. And it went off after I said, do you want to come play?
Oh.
like, come play with these toys, and the REM pod goes off when something is in the vicinity.
Yes.
So there's like a shift of energy, like right in that vicinity of the REM pod, and it like responded immediately to me saying, "Do you want to play?"
Oh, that's terrifying.
Then there was one time where, like, same timing, but basically I got up to go across the room and get something, and on a spirit box it said, "Don't leave." And I was like, "I'm not leaving, I'm just going to grab something." Wow. Which was so sweet, but also, like, you know, sad to think that these ghost kids are just stuck there.
Lonely.
Lonely.
Well, don't pull at the heartstrings about ghosts. You got me feeling empathy for ghosts. I'm supposed to be scared of them.
Well, when you first started doing this, did it freak you out? You ever have, like, you leave, when you go home, where it's like...
Okay. So, definitely, I've had scary experiences.
Okay.
My dad, so, like, we can get into so many things. Yeah. My dad is potentially, he's been married 3 times, and every one of his wives, including my mom, have said that he speaks a different language in his sleep.
Oh.
Okay. He has done, like, a past life regression hypnosis thing and has determined that a past life of his is, like, trying to take over his current life.
This is a subgenre of life I've never even. People are dealing with things like
people
this.
People are dealing with shit like this, right?
Okay. Well,
right.
Okay.
And so yeah, I don't even know how to approach that. But when Corinne and I first started the podcast, we definitely opened ourselves up because it's one thing to believe in it; it's another to talk about it all the time.
Right. Yeah.
And I also am drawn to, like, the demon stories and, like, the dark shit.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
just as, like, a sick-minded man,
that's
like,
interesting
person.
I'm in on that.
Right.
What is it? Exorcism, all that type of, which is weird for me to be like, I don't know what I believe in, but I'm fully in on that.
Yeah.
On exorcisms and demons and possessions and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So what do you think about the movie Paranormal Activity?
Fucking loved it.
Okay.
What did you think?
I love the movie, but it scared the shit out of me
the
first
it's so
time.
scary, yeah.
When you go home, it's like...
Well,
shit fall from the damn ceiling and shit like that?
So Fran and I, we saw that movie on a double date. We were, I don't know, 16 years old or something like that.
I didn't hear double date. I like to just think that you two went on a date to go see it, and that's very cute.
We always
it basically is,
Yeah, we always do that. Probably the second one we went on just a date with Christina.
Yeah.
But on this one, it was a double date for the first one. And we went...
How well did you know the dates?
Oh, you're taking me back. Well, it wasn't a double date. She was my friend, and then I was trying to throw him an alley-oop with her friends.
So you were wingmanning, okay.
Yeah, I was wingmanning.
Okay.
Like the girl that was my date, we just were friends.
Okay.
He blew it. The girl says that he kept talking about his ex-girlfriend all the time, which to this day, he was like, why would I do that? But anyway, we saw it. It was fun, but it was like crazy because it was like Blair Witch 2.0, where it was like nothing really happened, but a lot happened. Yeah. It was
a lot of suspense.
Just made you feel off. And when we went back to the car, it was like fall. So when we got in my car, the windows were foggy, and like I cranked the car up, and there was like handprints going up the window, and it was terrifying at the time. But I still went, okay, so either it was a ghost or like a person ran up my car.
It was inside of the car. It was inside window.
No, was it?
It was on the inside.
Don't make it. I might have blocked it out that way. Yeah, because I did. I turned the window. I turned the windshield wipers on and it didn't go away.
I hate that.
Yeah, it was a dark time. But yeah, the Paranormal Activity movies are super dark. But Sabrina, let people know what day your podcast drops and you know I'm assuming all the platforms, of course.
So we're on all the platforms. 2 Girls, 1 Ghost. Not to be confused with that infamous
classic
film
video,
from our adolescence. We have Encounters episodes every Thursday. Every Sunday we have researched episodes where we research haunted places, people, things. Once a month we have a Haunted With episode, and then we have bonus content on Patreon.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Awesome.
Sabrina.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
CrimeCon 2024, day 1. Man, it has been a whirlwind of a day. We just came back from an amazing panel from our friend Madison McGee from Ice Cold Case, our partner in live show, celebratory, live show. I don't know, live showness. It's late. Fran,
yes,
it was quite a conversation she had with Josh Makowitz. The only panel we were able to get to today, because it's been a super chaotic day.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on the panel, and what were your thoughts on day 1 so far?
It was amazing. Shout out to Madison McGee and her podcast Ice Cold Case, and Josh, is it Mankiewicz?
Mankiewicz. He's very famous in this space. Show
Very
some
witty
respect.
guy. That was awesome.
Funny.
That was awesome. And today,
quick
yes.
guy.
And as far as CrimeCon Day 1, nothing unusual. It's been how I thought it was going to be. I expect Saturday to be overwhelming, to say the least.
Day 2 is usually when people get their bearings.
Yes. Day 2 is where it gets hectic, but great turnouts. A lot of people here.
We're in a hot zone.
Yes, we are.
We're right by the door.
Yes, but we met a lot of cool people.
For sure.
That has a purpose in true crime. They're trying to make a difference.
Yeah.
And that can go from like solving cases to somebody we just spoke to that
for sure.
That was talking about prison system and how corrupt it is and stuff like that. So it's been an educational day, at least for me.
I totally agree. It's been very educational and just having good conversations with good people. I hope to continue that for the rest of the weekend and hope to maybe catch some unexpected Nancy Grace sightings on the floor and maybe even able to coax her over to the booth and offer her the opportunity for a rap battle. Or would you be ready for that? Or
well, you have headphones on. I can't hear you. I can barely hear what you're saying.
You didn't.
Nothing you said.
The way you were just talking, I thought you had a point. You're just like, no, I just can't hear what you're saying. What'd you say? No, okay. You're like, the way it is, it's like, I don't know what you just said.
I don't know what you just said.
Okay, right on. No, I'm saying if Nancy Grace was to come by, are you prepared to go at her in a rap battle style confrontation?
Yes.
That's
yes.
it.
If she walked past it is on like Donkey Kong.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, you heard what I said. You heard what I said.
Well, listen.
It's on. When she walk past here, I'm stepping right in front of her. Security guard, I don't give a shit who her security is.
Yeah.
It's me, Nancy Grace versus
Francie Grace.
Francie Grace.
Yeah.
That's how I'm presenting myself.
Type shit.
Yeah.
Absolutely. CrimeCon Day 1. I think we're going to be about to shut things down for the day unless somebody comes around. CrimeCon Day 1, Nashville, Tennessee. It's complete mayhem on the floor right now as we speak. It's actually very calm. I think people are starting to go to another panel or just letting out for the day, maybe grabbing lunch. It's actually very tame and pedestrian right now. But we will continue to give you guys minute-to-minute, hour-to-hour updates. Oh, a baby! Oh, that's a baby with cowboy boots on. Sorry, I got distracted. CrimeCon 2024, Nashville, Tennessee. Day 2, we're in Nashville, Tennessee, right? That's where we are?
Yeah.
Nashville, Tennessee.
That's where we are, yes.
Day 2. Fran, how are you feeling? It's early. We just got here. We're just getting set up, getting prepared for the long haul.
Yes. This is the longest day, but I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready. Yesterday was a great day. I think today is going to be obviously 10 times worse. We've seen this.
Ooh, as far as what? You better? Good? You mean like you're saying yesterday was a good day and today won't be a good day because it'll be hectic?
Yeah. Yes,
okay,
yes.
Got it. Okay.
I think we will have more people come to the booth today.
Sure.
I think we will have a lot more interviews.
Right.
Saturday is just one of the days where it's like whatever was Friday,
double it up.
We doubling it.
Yeah.
That's basically
I would agree.
how it is.
I would agree.
Yeah.
But no, day 1 was super fun. Looking forward to whatever comes our way. Whoever stops by and says hello, we're looking forward to that. It's super excited. Always great people funneling in and out between sessions and things like that. Super excited for day 2 of CrimeCon 2024, Nashville, Tennessee, at the Gaylord. The Duke of Dingaling. Love this. What? I'm just saying, if you're the Lord of Gay, that will be your other moniker.
Okay.
I love it.
All right.
It's first of all, it's the first day of Pride Month, so shout out to that.
Is it? All right.
Yeah, shout out to all the homies
Shout
out there. Nobody's walking by right now, but we're going to sign off briefly, and hopefully we bring you super scorching, fire hot interviews with some of the most amazing people at CrimeCon. Hello. Hi, how are you guys doing?
Yesterday, I got these
Stickers.
Yeah.
Take one,
Please.
Of course.
Yeah, feel free to take. Yeah, it spreads awareness. If it's having it. Yeah, it doesn't hurt anybody. Yeah, we just do a live podcast from the booth, just chatting it up, talking to people.
Well, we are from Arkansas.
I
Okay.
can tell by the sweater.
Well, I thought she was just like a fashionista. Sometimes you see stuff and it doesn't.
It's true. Sure.
Oh.
That's my team. I love them.
But thank you guys for stopping by and enjoy CrimeCon. We're here all day. Thank you so much. CrimeCon 2020.
I didn't hear what you said.
I have no idea what you said.
right.
I didn't hear most of it.
I didn't hear a
but
word.
Super nice.
Yes.
She's wearing an Arkansas sweater, and she's great people. But CrimeCon 2024, we'll be back in a second. CrimeCon Day 2, Nashville, Tennessee. We are here with
Bianca Harris.
Bianca Harris. How are you doing?
I am wonderful. How about yourself?
And I'm great. I did low-key just explain to you that we are hungry. But all the lines here are very long. It's not worth the wait to get a dry burger at a mediocre restaurant.
Listen, I might have a snack or two for y'all.
Let me know. Please. I will take it. Now, we were just having a discussion about, I think we were going in the direction of representation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Or the lack of representation.
Or lack of representation. What are your thoughts on that? You come to a convention like CrimeCon, obviously it's a great time, but you had some thoughts on your mind, and we were going in a way. I wanted to fire the mics up and get Bianca's thoughts live in real time.
I like it. I think that I've always been a fan of true crime anyway, just interested. So by profession, I'm a licensed mental health therapist.
Okay.
And so I've always wondered kind of like what drives somebody to literally snatch, decapitate, and all these other things. And what I realized is the more and more conversations we were having, I didn't see us in the media. And I'm like, there ain't no way that we, as the majority of, God's greatest people, are not out here doing those things.
Right.
So I was just wondering what that looked like. Never really found a space for our voices in this true crime space because no one's talking about us.
Right.
We're going missing in droves and no one is dealing with it.
Yes.
And so I was, around and remember the Atlanta child murders time, like who's helping these babies? So coming to CrimeCon, I didn't even know, first of all, I didn't even know it was a thing until a couple years ago.
Sure.
And then, finding there's more and more podcasts that's talking about it.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm going to come support us because we're not a lot of us are in this space.
For sure.
We need to be.
Yeah, I fully believe it. Everything you just said is how we ended up here. We used to listen. We still listen to a lot of the popular podcasts, but a lot of them look the same and tell the same stories. And sometimes they don't. When they do step and try to give light to some of the stories, they might not tell them with the care or see some of the nuances and understand about home situations, socioeconomic situations, and it's confusing. Exactly. Yeah. So there's something missing in the conversation because they're like, how did you even get to this point? It's so confusing. It's like, well, you're not understanding the underlying historical issues that are there.
And family drama.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Trauma coming into these. Yeah.
So fully agree with you. We try to do what we can. Sisters Who Kill, fantastic podcast right there.
I just found Taz and Mariah. Yes.
Taz and Mariah.
I just became a fan a little while ago.
We're in the middle of a conversation.
Friends. They don't know it yet, but we're
We're in the middle of a conversation about diversity, advocacy, representation in a space like this. I was like, Taz and Mariah over there.
There you go. Yeah.
Those are the people
Perfect
that when you're looking for us, we're trying to get here. We're trying to knock the door down and show representation. It's still a little lopsided, but we're here. And so I wanted Bianca to, I wanted to have you guys come over and, first of all, say hello again. But if Bianca wants to share the microphone and see what Taz and Mariah's thoughts are on that. They also have a panel tonight. What time?
It's at 6:45.
6:45. We will be there.
We be there.
Yeah,
we be there. I've been spreading the word.
Obviously, I don't want you guys to I don't want you guys to spill the whole tea here. You got a lot to talk about. But what are your thoughts on representation in the space as you're here? This is your first CrimeCon, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on the representation and representation as a whole in the space of true crime?
It's lacking.
Okay,
it's
facts.
Absolutely lacking.
Yes.
Could definitely be better. It needs to be better because it's important. Representation matters in a lot of ways, not only in getting our stories out there and having our stories told in a respectful way, but also because we are in this space. We are fans. We're interested. We want to see it. We want to give coverage to those who may have had issues along the way. There's different types of ways that these type of coverage should help, not only like helping victims of the family, but maybe you're wrongfully accused, or maybe you need your community behind you to help you get a fair trial, or a lawyer who's covering our cases to make sure that who's making sure that our cases are being handled fairly.
Yes.
We have to talk about it.
Absolutely.
And I think that it's super important for us to start having those conversations in the home with our family members, because
100%.
a lot of the conversations that true crime brings up are conversations that Black families shy away from. Like, how do we make sure that the family is protected? How do we make sure that insurance and policies are put in place? What do we tell our kids when a police officer shows up at school and says, hey, come talk to me? No, you don't do that. You call mom first.
Yep.
A lot of people in true crime spaces, they're like, they called a lawyer. Why would they do that? And as Black people, that is the first thing that you need to do.
Yeah.
And I think that it makes us have those conversations that we need to have. We even tell our following that if you have a family member that passes away, how important is it for you to actually write their name down
and have an obituary, take an obituary out in the newspaper because they're 50 years from now, 100 years from now, they're still going to exist, and your legacy is still going to be alive through that small thing. And we don't know to do that because Black folks shy away from those conversations.
Yeah.
Yep.
I fully agree. And I also think it's important to change the narrative on like what a true crime story is, because so many people think it's like the gruesome, bloody murders. There's systematic issues happening that are true. They're crimes and true crimes. There's abuse happening in the system, and like I think that's not sexy to the mass majority of the true crime fandom.
Right.
But it just is because it's not being talked about enough. I just really believe that a lot of the lack of representation is not because as much of a choice as it is, the conversations aren't being had.
Right.
It's like if you show somebody a way that something can be interesting, then it opens up their mind instead of them just assuming it's a closed off situation. Like they don't care. I think they just don't know. It's ignorance.
Yep.
We have been erased from the conversations in history.
Yes.
So why would we talk about true crime? We're talking about at a convention where it's talking about solving murders.
Yeah.
Black people have never been represented to the point where our lives have been valued. So why would anybody focus on a segment that is trying to solve crimes when we actually don't believe you should be here anyway? So why would we focus on it? So being in this space, right? Sisters Who Kill, Murder in the Black, affirmative murder are so important because it gives voices to the erasure of people that built the country that we're on and the reason that we have these murders anyway. So you listen to all of them.
We're gonna mic drop on that one because she just ate.
That was always facts.
There's no crumbs left on the table.
That is my pitch to be on both of y'all's podcasts. Yes.
Sisters Who Kill, Bianca, CrimeCon 2024 Nashville. We will be back in a second. CrimeCon 2024. We are here with
Aaron Benzik with Solve the Case.
So Aaron Benzik with Solve the Case. Aaron, we were talking a bit, and we had to go off. It's chaotic. It's a crazy time here.
It's busy. It's good busy.
But you were speaking some very interesting things, and I would love to give our audience an opportunity to understand what you're doing here and what your mission statement is.
Absolutely. I'm an active homicide detective working for my jurisdiction. I found a lot of opportunity to kind of do more good outside of my jurisdiction.
Yeah.
So we're taking some of the technology background that I have, and we created a platform where people could build a homepage for victims. And it's a place that focuses on what are the facts of the case. How does a detective look at a case? Focusing on timeline, points of interest, things that are factually based as opposed to a lot of just kind of crazy theories. But it gives a homepage for a victim that can be updated, have the constant, what are the latest and greatest on this case.
For sure.
And where people can go to see just an organized view of what's going on this missing person, unsolved homicide, or even fugitive or unidentified person.
I think that now more than ever with like the implementation of AI, something like what you're talking about is incredibly important. My co-host and I were having a discussion about, we saw this, it's a picture floating around on TikTok that is saying that a man whose kid was killed by a police officer, he got revenge and killed this man's daughter at prom and shot her with an AK-47. And it's an AI deepfake
None
picture.
of it is true.
None of it's true, but the algorithm, everybody's commenting on it, and now it's become a reality, even though it's not. And I just think stuff like that is dangerous, and we need to get back to places where we can go, where we can find factual information and just the bare bones fact with no infiltrated by like thoughts and opinions.
That's
and things
important,
like,
especially on fresh cases, because when things are kind of fresh, there's a lot of unknown. Theories get wild. People are talking about things. People are looking for the wildest and craziest. I find that I kind of operate on the Occam's razor theory, and it's usually the simplest explanation is generally the correct explanation until proven otherwise. So you don't chase a lot of the conspiracy theories. You start with what the facts are. You might get to conspiracy land. You might get to crazy land. But you got to start. It might get there, but you start kind of simple and see where you go. And that's kind of what we want to accomplish. Just a legitimate, trustworthy place where you can organize things and know about a case. Empower victims. What should they be expecting from law enforcement? And we had our first win last week. We had a community member used our site, created a case page for a wanted fugitive. A female named Frida had murdered her husband and was on the run. And somebody created a case page and looking for her. And we got a tip where Frida was currently located. We reached out to that law enforcement agency last week, and they arrested her last week based on someone using our platform to be able to find that.
So
That's awesome.
So two things. Where can people find you, and how can people help?
Absolutely. So our website, solvethecase.org. We're a 501c3 nonprofit. everything's anchored under our website, solvethecase.org. And it doesn't matter what you are. If you're a family member, if you're a cyber sleuth, if you're law enforcement, you want to get involved, anyone can create case pages on here and help expose things. And then we're starting a new initiative called National Cold Case Month.
Wow.
It's going to be September, and we have calls to action for the different communities. Hey, let's spend the month of September. Let's update some of these things.
Yeah.
Law enforcement, you've got people listed in NamUs. You got people in VICAP. Great job. But you still have retired detectives listed as your contact. Let's go through and let's do some housekeeping, get things updated. Family members, hey, what's some safe ways that you can reach out to law enforcement during this month? It's just trying to bridge that gap, bringing people together, not having these closed walls around law enforcement and our families, because that's just not the recipe to do this stuff anymore.
For sure. I fully agree with everything that you're saying, and I also love that I think that it's been too long that there are a lot of crazy people, cyber couch detectives and all these things, but it is a resource.
Absolutely.
Now, you got to sift through it because there's some kooky people out there, but it's a resource that can be valuable, and I love the idea that we're saying, like, hey, let's solve this as a community. Let's get together. Let's pool our resources, pool our knowledge, and I think that that's a brilliant thing that you guys are doing.
Let's harness that energy in a positive way.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. One more time.
Aaron Benzik with
solvethecase.org. Aaron, thank you so much.
Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
CrimeCon 2024, Nashville, Tennessee. We are here with
McCracken Poston Jr.
McCracken Poston Jr. Is that your government name?
Yeah.
That is an amazing name.
Only my mother gave it to me, not the government.
I feel you should be writing like fictional books or something like that. It's like
no,
George R. R. Martin.
nonfiction.
Yeah, real life story.
Yeah.
McCracken?
Yes.
What brings you here to CrimeCon 2024?
Well, I was invited here because my book, Zenith Man, Death, Love, and Redemption in a Georgia Courtroom, is up for the Clue Award tonight for Book of the Year.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And what is, if you had to give a synopsis to the people out there, what is this book about?
A murder trial 25 years ago in which I was the lawyer. My client was accused of keeping his wife captive in the basement for 30 years and then killing her. As it turned out, he was an extremely difficult client. We fought the entire trial, even through the trial, but we found ways to learn to work with each other, and the truth came out.
Yeah.
And it's stranger than fiction.
It sounds like it. Now, obviously not to, spoil the whole book, but when you get a phone call or a man walks in or whatever the case is when that case was landed on your desk, what is your first thought? I mean, how do you decide to take on a case where the man is being accused of killing and hiding his wife in the basement for 30 years?
I had just lost a race for the United States Congress. North Georgia had completely flipped politically.
Yeah.
And my former opponent, who was the congressman, called me and ordered that my client stay away from his congressional office. That put me back in the case. That gave me resolution. At this point, it's another election now. Now it's just 12 jurors.
You took that one personal.
I did.
Well, McCracken, thank you so much. I look forward to, and good luck at the Clue Awards tonight.
Thank you.
Absolutely. CrimeCon 2024. It has been kind of a slow day, I would say, huh? I don't know if there's a lot of panels today, but it's not been a hectic time. We've had some great conversations. Shout out to Sisters Who Kill.
Yes.
Shout out to Bianca,
yes,
who sparked a really good conversation that Sisters Who Kill walked in on, and we had a great dialogue unexpectedly. But outside of that, it's been a lot of people in panels, and it's been pretty slow. Oh God,
good.
I'm choking on the coffee. It's been pretty slow on Creators Row so far. It's about noon-ish. I'm expecting, obviously, some ebbs and flows, but right now we're in a bit of an ebb. And I don't know. Yeah, I think we might escape this alive, bro. I don't think we're going to get our shit kicked in. What do you think?
I would disagree. I think this is just one of those moments where there's a huge panel going on, then once that's over, it's going to go. It was packed in here for a second, and then it kind of died off because there's something else that's going on that's more important. Then once that ends, it's going to come here. It's going to be crazy.
So you think this is the calm before the storm?
It's going to get nuts.
I welcome it, and then I'm going to be saying how exhausted I am by the time this is over with. Yeah. I wish I wouldn't have just welcomed it just now.
Yeah.
But we are coming live from CrimeCon 2024. We will be checking in periodically and looking forward to bringing you guys some exclusive interviews from exclusive participants in this year's CrimeCon. We spoke to my man McCracken. Great conversation. The book sounds nuts. Catfish sounds delish. Very looking forward to it. Cracking that book open. Let's get to it. Let's talk about it. CrimeCon 2024.